Mimiron is a 4-stage fight that involves multiple things going on at the same time. This Mimiron fight we went with our Zerging strategy, which involves 7 DPS, 1 tank, and 2 healers. It is key to have one of the DPS being a plate wearer in all or partial PvP gear. Phase 1 Mimiron is operating a tank and has a few abilities to make note of. The main ability is Plasma Blast. Plasma Blast will cause a large amount of damage for a short amount of time to the tank. During this time, healers should focus on the tank combined with having a cooldown that reduces damage or increases healing. Mimiron will also lay down a series of mines. It is important as melee to make note of where these mines are so you can run away from Mimiron when he does another ability called Shock Blast. Mimiron will become stationary when casting Shock Blast, at which this time melee should run away, making sure to avoid mines. Mimiron also attacks ranged with an ability called Napalm, causing a fairly large amount of damage periodically that will kill the player if not heal. Mimiron should only have a chance to do Plasma Blast 2 times with this raid setup. If Mimiron is able to do 3, then it is most likely this strategy is not for you. Phase 2 Mimiron will be stuck in the center of the room and is the body of Phase 4. As you may notice in Mimiron's room, there are 3 lines with circles leading up to him. These will be your markers. The key to this is to make 2 ranged groups, 1 on each strip, with the healers between those 2 groups spread apart from the other healer. Mimiron in Phase 2 will randomly target a member of the raid to do a shotgun-esque ability that will deal damage to those in his cone of fire. If you are ranged, you are to simply take the damage and be healed through it. However, melee on this fight should always be behind Mimiron at all times, to avoid taking extra damage from this ability. As melee, you can walk right through Mimiron to get behind him. However, being melee, Mimiron will do an AoE fire attack that you can't avoid and is recommended to have a fire resist aura or a totem up. Beyond from this, Mimiron will also shoot rockets at random raid members. You must avoid these as they will kill you in one shot. However, they will show a red marker underneath your feet, so it should be fairly easy to avoid. One other ability will come up, being Laser Barrage. Laser Barrage will cause Mimiron to wind up and go on a shooting spree in a clockwise direction. It is key to remember that he will always go clockwise. This will help you to figure out where to run. Melee should have no issue as long as you stay behind him. It is key to stay behind Mimiron and not get lost on the side while he is turning. Phase 3 is quite simplistic compared to the last 2. Phase 3, Mimiron's head will come out and must be tanked by a ranged DPS. It is recommended to have a Warlock tank this phase, however any ranged class can as long as they can drop their aggro, either through one of their abilities or a Paladin's Hand of Salvation. Ranged DPS should focus on the head the whole time unless melee is lacking. While the head is being tanked, in the back right corner, 3 types of bots will spawn. Bomb bots will spawn directly under the boss and must be killed or absorbed. Have your plate DPS and PvP gear stand under the boss and simply taunt the bomb and take the hit. This will cause only the plate DPS to take the damage and spare the others. Make sure this person is topped off at all times. The other bot, being assault bots, will spawn under a giant red light which the tank must pick up. Melee must kill the assault bots when they spawn. When an assault bot dies, it will drop an item that a melee DPS should pick up and place under Mimiron. This item, when placed under the boss, will bring him to the ground, causing him to stop attacking and take extra damage. All DPS should focus on the boss till he goes back in the air, having melee go back to assault bots. Trash will also spawn through this phase, which the tank should pick up and keep on him. After the boss is dead, clean up the trash and off to Phase 4. Phase 4 is all the parts you just killed put together at 50% of their original health. All parts must die within a short time of each other, so splitting DPS is key. I suggest having all ranged on the head, 1 melee DPS plus PvP gear DPS on the center, and the rest on the bottom. This should be even enough and you can always correct during the fight. As the tank, you should taunt the headpiece off of the ranged DPS who is tanking for Phase 3, as they will still have aggro from the previous phase. Once you taunt, have the ranged DPS drop their aggro or have a paladin use Hand of Salvation. Mimiron will lay down mines, shock blast, laser barrage, shoot rockets, and do the shotgun-esque ability. The only difference is that they are all in the same phase and will shoot 2 rockets instead of 1. Kill all the parts close enough and enjoy the loot.